Alright, welcome to another episode of XenoChat. I am Tyler, one of the hosts here, along with my co-host, Justin.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, we got two guests today. Returning for the third time, we have David.
Hey, guys.
And a newcomer here, we have Mary.
Hi.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, today's episode's going to be kind of, it's going to be kind of casual, because it's our music episode, so, we're going to kind of discuss all of our favorite tracks from the various Xeno games, but before we get into that, we'll just go into our usual stuff. So starting off with news, about, anything Xeno or Monolith related. Kind of fitting for this episode, but Square Enix announced a Blu-ray release of the Xenogears concert.
Yep.
Right on.
I am excited.
I am too.
But yes, because I was kind of disappointed with the revival soundtrack that came out, because I was kind of hoping that would have been the concert, but this is still exciting too.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're giving it some love, especially they had the vinyl, which came out recently, which looks gorgeous. I love it.
That's true.
I feel like a dirty human. I've watched the concert on YouTube.
I did watch bits and pieces of that too.
Yeah, but I'll at least dip in on this since I've done that. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
That's fair. Yeah, I definitely want to check it out. Let me see. I wrote an article about it. Yeah, it's releasing on March 13th. It seems like it's only being released in Japan, which is weird that they said that, because I know that the revival was on the Square Enix USA website, so I don't know if they're just saying that now or if it'll be moved to or what's going on with that, but it shouldn't be hard to import it.
Yeah. Although for me it's probably going to be super expensive.
Oh, yeah, there's that.
Getting the money sucks.
Oh.
But also another small news, because I didn't pre-order Wettal, and I can say that it was delayed to January instead of December, so at least according to Openlink Japan, where I pre-ordered it from, so...
I'm sorry, what was that?
Wettal, the figurine.
Oh, yeah. Wait, when? Oh.
Because it was supposed to come out in December, but then at some point that they changed to January, so yeah.
Oh, wait.
Get your Faye figure?
I did get my Faye figure.
Finally!
Yes, I was so excited.
I was
like a saga in the
I was
making
listening.
all by itself.
I'm sorry, I was listening to the other podcast, and every time you were like, "Is my Faye figure ever gonna come here?"
Yes, it was its whole thing.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I finally got it. Thank you, Justin, for recommending a different website to use.
Yeah, for sure.
And is the Ellie figure coming out soon, or?
I have no idea what's going on with those figures, because they went up for pre-order a long time ago, and they're just kind of like, yeah, we'll release it whenever.
I can
whenever
check
you feel
real
like.
quick.
Yeah, what does Ami say, or I don't know, maybe even Amazon.
I
if they
usually
have
go
it.
on Openlink Japan, so that's what I'm going there. It says January as well, but I don't know, since Wettal was pushed there. I don't know if it's going to be pushed as well. I don't know.
Yeah, that seemed... Yeah, I would be surprised if both of them released in the same month.
Yeah. But at the same time, Ellie is slightly more simple, since it's just a character and not a mech, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. And I still have a pre-order on the Square Enix website, though if it's like last time, they'll probably delay it.
Probably.
Over and over again, so I might as well order it Ami.
Yeah, that was crazy with the Faye figure. You didn't get that for the longest time.
Yeah. And I just, like, out of curiosity, I checked Square Enix's website the other day, and it looks like it finally came out, but it said October. I was like, nah, it didn't come out in October, you guys lie.
Oh, Square Enix.
Oh, well.
Never change.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only other news I could think of is, Super Smash Brothers came out, and there's a whole bunch of Xenoblade characters in that.
But is there KOS-MOS?
I wish.
I wish. As far as I know, there isn't, but that would be pretty great.
I'm kind of wondering, since they gave us that model of Metra inside, like, Xenoblade 2, I'm like, is that a hint? Is that a hint for the next DLC announcement or something? Because, I mean, it could make sense since, like, you also have, like, Numa, the kind of, like, bigger form that could be used as this big smash thing. So I'm like, yeah, I could see Mitra in there, but at the same time, will it happen? That's the question.
I don't know, but I think KOS-MOS fighting Piranha
God.
Plant would be the greatest.
KOS-MOS
fight
is
in
my
the world.
biggest wish. I'm totally not biased towards Xenosaga.
No, it's okay. Yeah, and then there was that weird news where Mithra's outfit got censored, but it was cool that they turned that into free DLC for Xenoblade 2.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I'm not a humongous fan of the new outfit, mainly because, like, at least when they show the artwork, the black like leggings that she had just seemed to clash with her overall color scheme. But I'm glad that it's there. It's an alternate outfit. I'm not gonna lose sleep over this. If you like it, you can use it. If not,
I
you
think
don't
I
have to
like
use
it better to some extent, except for the back. I find the back a bit too plain because they didn't have any detail along with the black, so I find it's too much of like black-white kind of thing, and there's nothing cutting in between, kind of.
Yeah, that's actually part of my problem too, is that I feel like they just lacked depth, and it just comes off as weird. Like, when I saw it, it almost looked like somebody took a picture of Mithra, went into, like, Microsoft Paint, just used bucket fill, and then just released
Well, I'd
it.
say the front is less worse because actually, like, for example, with the cleavage, they kind of, like, just continued on the texture of her dress thing, so that part, the front doesn't look bad. It's just the back kind of looks plain because, I mean, most of her back was exposed and now it's just plain black. So just like, ugh. But I do like the look from the front though, with the leggings and all. Like, I really like it. And like even the size. But as soon as I look at the back, I'm like, it's lacking detail there.
Yeah. I don't remember who said it, but someone was kind of like saying that her outfit's kind of more reminiscent of Ellie's from Xenogears.
Yeah.
So I was like, huh, well, that's kind of an interesting comparison.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay.
I think Monolith Soft's been pretty quiet recently, overall.
Yeah, they are. But they're maybe
Yeah.
they're either taking a break or starting to make like something else.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Yeah, they're probably, hopefully they're working on that fantasy RPG or whatever they had concept art for a while back.
Yeah. I'm always looking forward to anything made by them, to be honest. So
Yes. Yeah, it's very rare that they've done anything that's like that I've disliked or anything.
yeah.
Okay, is there any other news that anyone can think of? Or?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. Next, Mary, since you're new, the usual thing for new guests is they kind of explain their connection to the Xeno series. So, how would you like to start and go into that?
Yeah, sure. It's gonna probably go again in a lot of Xenosaga. I'm sorry.
No, that's
okay.
that's okay.
It's just like I'm not just like the old podcast so far talked mostly about Xenogears and Xenosaga. It's just like I'm sorry, Xenoblade.
Xenoblade will get its day. They'll get its day.
But yeah, I pretty much started with Xenosaga like one. It was around the time where it came out actually, since like I kind of double checked the date because I couldn't remember, and it was like in February. So my birthday was around like March. So I think it was for a birthday present that my parents actually brought me to a store and let me choose a game, whatever. And well, I pretty much saw KOS-MOS on the top. I was like, that looks cool. So I pretty much checked it, and I really wanted it and started it. But yeah, somehow it was like very different from other games I had played, and at the same time, like I really got attached to the game and stuff like that. But it's kind of funny because my story with Xenosaga 1 is like I think I got really far. I got up to the point to Song of Nephilim, and then I think I got blocked with a boss and I stopped playing for so long. But yeah, to be honest, like I'll just say something that I'm really ashamed of, but like I actually never finished Xenosaga 1.
Oh.
It's okay.
Get out of here right now.
But
No.
it was mostly because at some point I didn't manage to get past that boss, but then like the next area was kicking my butt, and then I eventually, years later, I actually got Xenosaga 2. But the funny thing with Xenosaga 2 is that well, technically I couldn't really get it at release because I didn't have a job and my parents weren't exactly rich, so I only got it when I had actually a job, and the way it fell on it was kind of funny because I just had bought like a Wii since like I didn't have really Nintendo consoles before, and then like I started to go to like eBay Games, which is pretty much a Canadian GameStop, and started to go through all like used game and like getting a bunch. And I saw Xenosaga 2 there with the DVD together. I was just like, oh, cool.
Oh,
So I pretty much grabbed it, and like I pretty much watched the ending.
Oh, hey.
I watched the ending, so that worked. And then I started Xenosaga 2, and like just the opening, I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm really into this. And especially like it was starting right off the bat with like Chaos, which is like one of my favorite characters, along with Junior, so I was already like really deep into it. And the funny part is that a lot of people really like dislike Xenosaga 2. But it's actually the one that I played the most, which is funny. But I think it's mostly because like I really liked the story since it was going around the URTVs and like also like a tiny bit more of Chaos too and stuff like that. So I really liked the story and the cutscenes and stuff. But I also like some areas of the game where like you had a bunch of like quests and stuff. Like I remember I was doing a lot of the quests and I was enjoying them, regardless of the battle system that was like very long. It was just always like 1 battle, 4 minutes.
Yeah, that was the worst.
I think my problem was like most people was mostly that the monster had too much health, so all the battles were lasting forever. But I was still ready to go through that pain, I guess, just because like my biased characters were like really focused on that. But yeah, to be honest, like I really enjoy like Xenosaga 2 regardless of its flaws. But also the funny thing with Xenosaga 1, to come back on it, I actually rewatched all the cutscenes like recently, and I finished at 2 a.m. yesterday because I was too hyped. And like it's funny coming back to it because it's the one I played the less, so like details were kind of fuzzy, but at the same time it was like, you know how it was revealing a bunch of things like around the end that you would not really catch right away because it wasn't really explained till the later games. So now that I have the knowledge of the later games by coming back to it, I was just like, ah, that and that and that was there. I didn't remember that. And then I was like, oh, I see what you did there. But yeah, in the case of Xenosaga 3, I'd say that I didn't get to hit till like maybe a few years still afterwards, because I think I couldn't really find it because I didn't get it at the release either. I think I was unaware it was coming out, or it was still coming out around the time that I did not really have a job. So I think, yeah, it was through some friends of conventions. Like, one of my friend had a friend that was basically selling some games to like kind of clear out inventory, and Xenosaga 3 was one of them. I was like, how much? and like, she pretty much went, oh, well, he's selling them for cheap because like just want to let them go, so like it's $20. I was just like, 20. So I pretty much jumped on it, and it was like mint condition. The guy probably played it only once, so I was just like, yay. And then I got lost into that for a while, and I was like mind blown by everything that was thrown in my face. I just was like, oh my god, there's so many detail, I can't take it. Until I got to the ending, and I was just like, I won't say anything about the ending, but I can just say that I was kind of like mind blown, heartbroken, but I sometimes felt so fulfilled because like it was such an adventure, like the old story and everything, and I'm like, it was one of those game series that really made me feel complete when I went through it all, and I was just like, oh my god, this was amazing. And it's one, I think it's the only game that really made me cry like it made me.
No,
Oh my
I
gosh.
did too.
Oh my gosh, like, it's because I'm kind of hard to, like, it's hard for me to like cry on things. Like, I'll get emotional, but like, if you want to make me cry, like, the emotions have like crossed the screen and grabbed me, kind of. And there's only a few things that really made me cry like this. So just like, oh my gosh. But yeah. And then I think afterwards it's where I kind of started to explore into Xenogears, because it was like released on the PSN and stuff, and I couldn't really find a copy of the original at the time, so I grabbed the PSN version and started to play it on my PSP here and there on the go, and yeah, I was really into it. And like the old opening where you had like, I noticed right away like there was that ring around the planet. I was just like, and I can just imagine like the hype of the people that just like had played Xenogears before Saga and like saw all the glimpse of things. I was just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I right away went like, is this like the same planet? Kind of thing. But yeah, I played through it, and like I really enjoyed a lot of the pieces, and Bart's stupidity. I enjoyed Bart, he's so funny. But thing is, I got as far as, I think, Babel Tower, and then I got blocked. But what was funny though is that whenever I went to the Babel Tower, that I finally passed it, it was on my way to Atakon the first time that I wanted to actually meet Kat as well. And it was like on the road trip, I was like, well, I have nothing better to do with my life, so may as well. That's where I actually like passed Babel Tower finally. I was just like, oh my god. But I can swear, like, I probably got blocked on that game because of Babel Tower for like a whole year or something, because I just could not get through it, and I was raging about it.
No, that's one of the worst parts of that game.
Yeah, especially this, I'm already bad at platformers, so had to that like a really bad camera that kind of makes me think I'm aligned with the platform, but I'm not. It's just like I kept falling all the way down. I was just like, no. But yeah, I passed Babel Tower after that, but even like before Babel Tower, thing is like I had such a momentum. I was so into the story, and like I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And like the mechs are amazing. Like I can say one thing that made me like really into this game was the fact that you could have your mechs like pretty much everywhere, because I really love mechs. Well, everywhere, anywhere that was like big enough to have them. But Xenosaga 1, you could have them too, just like not as many times. But yeah, it's just like I loved it. But yeah, Babel Tower was like my big block, and then afterwards, it's funny because in that road trip, I kind of got to this too, and then like I got to the convention and stuff, but afterwards I never managed to like get back to it because I got busy with life or other things, and even to this day I still haven't. But at this time, the problem is that I don't remember a lot of the details, so I'm kind of rewatching the cutscenes little by little to like get slowly back to my game, because I refuse to restart a game to get blocked again at Babel Tower.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. After that, you don't want to go through Babel Tower again.
Because it probably took me like over 50 tries, if not more. I was just like, no. But yeah, so far, like, I can say I really enjoyed it, and like I really, really love like the depth of the story. But I did see a tiny bit of this too, though, just I can't fully remember where I was, because I kind of went like, I pretty much did like a marathon after the Babel Tower, so it was just like I saw it one shot, but I didn't really assimilate all the details, so I don't fully remember where I was. But I can say, like, I see what you guys mean with the whole, like, this too is mostly, like, a lot of cutscenes and stuff with tiny bits of things, of gameplay. But I'm still glad that, like, as I read the information of Xenogears, I'm still glad that they were able to put, like, more or less the rest of the story this way, even though their budget was, like, cut heavily and stuff. Like, I really respect that, because they really wanted to they really wanted us to have like some kind of closure, and I think that it's pretty cool. But yeah, moving on to Xenoblade, since like I have not finished Xenogears. One day, probably, maybe this year. Well, this upcoming year rather, not this year, because there's not much left. But Xenoblade 1, I was a part of that whole Operation Rainfall movement, because, like, there was, like, the last story and, like, Pandora's Tower 2 that were really, like, looking like great games that we might not have here in North America, so it's just like, okay, no, like, one of the games is Monolith Soft, I need to support this thing. I want this here. Like, I don't want to have to go through some illegal meme to play it, you know? It's just, I want to play it and support it, so I pretty much, like, went through that old movement and, like, sent letters to Nintendo and all that jazz. And whenever, like, the games came out, I pre-ordered all of them and like, pretty much, like, bought them all on day one just to support them, because it was pretty much the way to say Nintendo, here, prove that, like, it can be sold. But yeah, I was so glad it came, and like, when I first opened it, I was like already mind blown by like the whole prologue thing, and like I thought, and like the big like Titan things, it was just like so cool, and I got pretty far with it. But that's like, I have a story with games where like I often don't always finish them because I get too busy with life. I'm just like But Xenoblade 1, actually, it's another one that I have not finished myself, but I did get to some extent. It's just my problem in Xenoblade 1 was that there was too many shinies to go get, so I was always distracted by the shinies and the side quests to, like, ever progress with the story. It was always like, oh, there's a new story chapter, but wait, there's like 20 new side quests over there.
Yeah, it's very easy to get caught up in like side quest hell, as we call it, where you don't want to leave a town until you've done every
Yeah,
single
because then
quest,
I'm like,
collected
but
every
I'm
single
gonna miss
collectible.
them. Like, if this disappear afterwards, I won't be able to do them anymore. So it's just that whole thing of like, I have to do all the side quests that comes my way. I have that kind of mentality to want to like complete everything, and like, yeah, I never got all of the whole.
Yeah, I had a friend who he was having his girlfriend play Xenoblade 1, and she was spending like hours upon hours before she even left Colony 9 because she just got so caught up in doing all the different
Yeah, and
side
that's the
quests.
thing, like, you would turn, like, 1 or 2 and you'd get 10 more, it was just crazy. Or sometimes, like, you'd get different ones depending on the time of the day, and I was always, like, thinking, oh, I'm done with my quest. Then, like, new ones pop up, I'm like, oh, crap. But, yeah. I can't even remember where I got, but, like, I got to some point and I did like continue doing quests and getting lost forever. But then some time later, like they finally announced like Xenoblade X, and I was just like, I think I probably had some kind of like nerdgasm as I was looking at the like preview with the max and all. I was just like, oh my god, oh my god. Like, I think I lost my mind and probably rewatched the trailer a million times, but yeah. When it came out, like, when it was, like, announced that the pre-orders would come around, I kept, like, refreshing the EB Games page to, like, pre-order it, because I really wanted that limited edition.
Yes.
Like, I was spamming it hardcore. And, yeah, I got it, I played it to very far. It's another one I haven't finished.
No.
No. But Blade 1, though, I'll say that I did see all of the cutscenes because I did watch it all before like finishing Blade 2 because I was told that there was a connection. I was just like, I want to see that connection. So I did watch it all as I was playing Blade 2. So that's at least that. Like, did not finish it, but I know the story. But Blade X, though, it's the only one along with Gears that I haven't seen the ending yet. Though I kind of know that Alma gonna change appearance. I just don't know the whole thing around it, basically. Because I did see pictures, but I'm like, I'm the one to blame. I'm slow with games.
Oh no.
But yeah, I really enjoyed playing it though, and like, I mostly loved going around with the mechs, and the world was awesome. And one thing I can say though about X that I really love is the fact that, you know, like the movement, it was like so fluid, and like I could like sprint. I was like, I can sprint, I can jump. So I had fun like just sneaking around things and then like running away if they saw me. I was just like running at the speed of light. I was like, no. But
the physics in Xenoblade X were something else when it came to that. Like, I loved how you could basically just jump and climb mountains just by like jumping all
I
over
did
the
that
place.
all the time. Like, at some point, I remember like even like when I had my mechs that could still not fly. Like, I remember I went all the way on the top of the, you know, one of those arc thing. Like, I don't exactly know it. It's kind of like towers, and then you have like those piece of land in the air kind of thing. But I managed to climb one of these things while jumping this way with my mechs. And I got to the top, and like, I remember I think a screenshot with my cell phone or something, because I was like, this is so pretty. Because I was looking the view, it was just like, everything's gorgeous. But yeah, and then the other thing that I really liked about X was the fact that I could fly later with the Max. I was just like, I can fly around the world. This is something that I've missed for ages. Because most games today, they just do like a kind of skip thing to the next place as you choose a location to go through. But like, I really missed the whole exploration aspect of all RPGs, where you would just go around with some kind of airship or something else. And whenever I saw that I could do this in this game, I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. And I kept trying to sneak around to get all of the points, to just complete the map. And it was funny because sometimes there was like really dangerous things that were coming like after me, and it was just funny. And one of those things was, I'm pretty sure you guys remember that thing, but the sort of statue thing that's actually a boss thing. It's like in the... Like, it's kind of in this sort of... I don't know, it's not exactly a cavern, it's more like you go through there, it's kind of an opening, like under the continent kind of thing, and you have a big statue or something that looks epic, and I got close, it started to move, it was just like, nope, bye!
I feel like that is the Xenoblade experience.
Yes.
When you're walking,
Yes.
and then just like a level 80 monster comes out of nowhere, and the music picks up like...
Especially it's because that one was a troll, because it was like a statue with no stats, but as you get close it activates. I was just like, uh-oh.
That's no statue.
Yep. And
There was a really infamous one. I think it's in Noctilim, and there was like a one boss that just kind of like was like a jump scare. You're just walking, it pops up, and it could just one-shot you just right then and there.
I don't remember that one. Hold on. Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I forget the name of it, but I remember seeing a video on like Twitter, and people were just like, "Yeah, you're playing Xenoblade when this happens." It was like one of those meme kind of things.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for X. But like, I haven't finished the story, but I was really, really far. It's just I think I was blocked with some kind of like affinity requirement or some shit, and like the thing is, I think at the time I only had gathering quests left to like do, and I was just like, I don't like gathering quests.
No.
So I stopped playing, but like I would have replayed it because like I'm always like, I'm kind of in the mood lately to replay it, but the problem is that I've been passing my Wii U around so people could play Zelda. So I have not my Wii U right now, but I have tons of other consoles and game to play, so I'm just like, meh. But yeah, moving on to Xenoblade 2, which is honestly my favorite Xenoblade, like as far as story and like, well, the story of 1 was really good too. It was just like, I did not really feel attached to the characters I did in Xenoblade 2. Like, I don't know, there's something about the cast in Xenoblade 2 that made me like really get drawn to it, and it was a drug. But yeah, I did finish Xenoblade 2, just to say. But yeah, thing is, Xenoblade 2 kind of came out like in a place where I was like pretty miserable. Like I had a lot of shit going on in my life, like some conflict with some people and like some other things. I was just like it was a really bad place. So whenever it came out, it was like it'll lighten in the whole like dramatic stuff and would bring me some smile on my face because it was so quirky, and like the old cast was kind of quirky and funny to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really liking it, and yeah, I pretty much spent... Well, I started to play it mostly around Christmas after it came out because I didn't have a Switch first. I got a Switch around Christmas, so yeah, pretty much the whole month of January afterwards, like, I was, like, gone. I was pretty much, like, playing that non-stop forever. But what I like about Xenoblade 2 as well is the fact that, you know, like, the quests were kind of balanced with the story, so there was no way I could get, like, sidetracked like Xenoblade 1.
Yeah.
So, like, there was a bunch of other quests, but they were kind of, like, hidden with, like, the old Blade Affinity chart, so it was stuff that was less in my face that I knew I could do whenever, so, like, I was doing the quests, like, between the stories and stuff, and, like, whenever I had none left, I was like, oh, okay, time to progress with the story, you know, just, so that way I was not, like, completely sidetracking doing millions of quests. So that's also the reason why I actually managed to finish this one, because like the quests were more balanced along with the story, so I was able to finish the story, and I was also really into it. Like I could really not stop playing. Oh, can I just say also whenever they announced KOS-MOS that I lost my mind.
Yes.
I think
Like
we
I
all
was
did.
literally
Yeah.
spamming everyone, every friend, being like KOS-MOS in the game, even though they knew nothing about it. Just and like I kept like rewatching the video a million times. It was just like, oh my god. But yeah.
Oh yeah, guys, I finally got it. I got her.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Well, nice.
Oh, congratulations.
Nice.
Yay!
I think Cat still haven't gotten her. That sucks.
Oh,
But
Oh, it took so long.
but yeah,
it took.
even for me, it took me a long time, but not nearly as long as like Cat or you, I think. Like, I still grinded a
Oh.
lot. Like, one of the reasons why I was broken in this game is the fact that I grinded so much just to get like KOS-MOS. Like, I was grinding crystals and stuff.
Yeah.
I was trying to
I
get
was
my.
in, like, third playthrough before I got
Oh
her.
my
It
gosh.
was
Oh my gosh.
so long.
Yeah, the only
Yeah, I
one.
got our.
The only one thing that made me lag into the story was the fact that I was grinding for KOS-MOS. But yeah, it was. I think I got her. I don't remember which chapter it was, but at least a number. But the chapter where you go on that whole continent that's like there's thunder everywhere. It's kind of like there's barely anyone. There's just a small camp. I forgot the name because I have a bad memory with names. Terra something, I don't know. But basically, whenever you go there, like, I had KOS-MOS right before that, but it's because I grinded her, like, forever, and I refused to continue until I got her. But I was really... It was funny because I was really losing hope. Like, I was looking, like... I was pretty much looking at my screen with the most bored face ever as like the blades were coming through because we still did not have really that option of skipping yet. So I was just like looking at the blade animation being like, it's still not her. But it's funny because at some point I was just like, I'm gonna open a few just to see. She's probably not gonna pop. I look at the screen, so super bored, and then I see her form coming. I was just like, I pretty much just like go up on my chair like, what is it happening? And then she just popped and I went like, like pretty much like I was losing my mind, and then I started to like equip her and stuff. And in the next boss it was funny because whenever you find that giant mech dinosaur thing, like it was actually kicking my butt, but the Hilbert effect saved my ass.
The Hilbert effect is amazing in that
Yeah,
game.
it is. And then I think afterwards I actually finished the boss with like an X-Buster. I was just like, yeah. I was so happy to do that. But yeah. Xenoblade 2, yeah. It was a game that really drew me, and I really liked like all this sort of cameos it had to, a little bit here and there. And whenever I saw that connection at the end, I lost my mind too. I was just like, oh my god. But even like Xenoblade 1, whenever I watched the cutscene and actually got to the end and saw that stuff, I was just like, huh, so the Zohar is in there too.
Oh.
I'm just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I really like the connections that Monolith does all the time. It's like in X how like I would have found that Zor shaped thing like before even getting there with the story. Oh, I also have a Chaos outfit in Xenoblade X, but yeah. But yeah, I think it's pretty much it. Like Xenoblade 2 is like really cool, and like I liked every second of it, as long as I also love the characters and stuff. But in the old thing, I'd say story-wise, like Xenosaga will always be in my heart, because Xenosaga was like just an amazing trip, and I really love the development of everything in it. Just. But yeah, moving on, because I think I'm talking too much.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm going like. But yeah, it's pretty much it. I think with my Xeno story, like Saga will always be my favorite, but I really love all of the others too. Like they all have their good and bad points, regardless of what some people say. Like whenever they compare, I hate when they do that.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then we'll move on to the main event. So, yeah, this episode is about music. Even though the series has multiple music composers, like every single Xeno game has amazing music.
Yep.
So yeah. So yeah, I thought I'd keep this kind of casual and kind of go around in a circle and like have each of us kind of discuss each of our favorite songs from several of the games.
I don't know if we should go game from game since like there's so many.
Yeah. There's so many good tracks for each.
Yeah, like earlier I was actually going through like some song. I was trying to take note of like some song that I really like, and I was like, my list is getting long here. I cannot choose.
Yeah, we might have to do more than one episode for the music alone.
So something from music that I think is kind of interesting for the first Xenosaga in particular is that that game, a lot of it is silent.
Oh yeah.
Or like the background is very atmospheric. You kind of just hear a couple sounds here and there. So when you do hear music in that game, it always seemed to have more of an impact.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's just like, oh my goodness, this song just kind of came out of nowhere, but it's really good. But then you're just kind of given silence, and I always thought that was kind of a weird design choice. I think it was a design choice in Xenosaga 1. Some people might say no, it's just them being lazy. I think that was actually kind of cool. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but
I didn't mind it.
I think it was cool, but I think some kind of like a few more sounds to it would have been nice, because I feel like dead silence is a bit too silent, kind of. Like, and sometimes I was like, I want to hear something at least when I explore.
I think I felt like it might have been better if their like music was at least like in towns, maybe.
Yeah, that too.
But
that's one thing I could definitely agree with.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Like there wasn't. I don't even think there was anything for like when you were on the Elsa, you know.
No, there wasn't.
No.
So it was just like, I don't know. It was empty. But it made, like, the weighty moments of that game feel weighty when the music was happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think it's kind of interesting how they kept a lot of the compositions for really, really important moments of the game, whereas anything that I guess they kind of figured wasn't too important, it was just kind of you doing, like, the busy work. They kind of kept it silent, which is just kind of weird and interesting to me.
It was also, like, creepier than the rest of
sure.
the
game. Mm-hmm.
Like, there was just some harrowing moments in that game. Like, when Trenko's story was happening.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
For sure. That was kind of creepy.
Like, it was just, it just had, like, this weird kind of eerie feel to it.
Yeah.
A lot of the soundtrack did, and, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
So how did you guys feel about there only being 2 battle themes for episode 1?
I absolutely hate that. And it's because like the battle themes are great. Like I actually really like the normal battle theme, but it's just a shame that we never got like a real boss theme. I would have liked to have had one.
I like the final boss theme quite a bit.
the final boss theme is really good, and that's just it. It's like it's great. It's just like I really wish that the bosses in Xenosaga 1 had their own theme, because to me, in an RPG, bosses are usually an event, and it's something that I always tend to remember.
Yeah.
So for Xenosaga 1, the bosses not having like the same as like regular battle music kind of just made them lose a little bit of impact. To me, at least.
Yeah.
Especially when you compare it to something like Xenosaga 3, or even Xenosaga 2, for that matter. Like, both of those games had some really cool boss themes, especially Xenosaga 3.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Like, what was it? It's like Battle for Your Soul?
Yeah, that was really good. And actually, one of my friend is... at the time, like, she was more studying, but, like, she's not a music teacher, and, like, it's her favorite song of all of Xenosaga. It's because her boyfriend was pretty much, like, playing Xenosaga, so, like, she pretty much heard the songs, but that one song, like, composition-wise, she's just like, oh my god. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. But it is a really good song.
I think it's interesting what like is accomplished.
Yep.
Like sound wise in all of Xenosaga games, considering in the first game you did have Mitsuda and the London Philharmonic like recording, and then like you had like Kajiura and like her band in like the third game.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the third game, I like the soundtrack in that one a lot more because I just feel like I just like the way it was used a lot more.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it tells like the soundtrack itself helps tell the story in that game. It doesn't totally feel that way in the first game because there's very few like recurring tracks. I guess like so like there's like you don't have any like backdrops or anything like that.
Yeah, although I'd say the first one is still, even though like in the actual areas you don't really have music, like whenever there's music for the cutscenes, like I really really love the style of like those music composition. I'm just like I think I just really like how dramatic and orchestra it is. Like it's just like amazing.
Yeah, I really liked Xenosaga 3. I know I mentioned Battle for Your Soul before, but I think one of my favorite uses of it was early on when you fight ES Levi, and that theme played. I remember just like because the graphics are great in Xenosaga 3, and it made it like quite the spectacle.
Oh yeah,
and I just remember like having multiple moments where I was playing that. I remember that fight in particular. When I got to it, I straight up put the controller down and just looked at it because I just wanted to absorb it. I was so amazed at what I saw. And I can think of that was one moment like that. Also later on with Fatal Fight.
Fatal Fight. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
And
I did not expect them to bring that back.
when they brought it back for 3, and actually Fatal Fight, when they brought that back in Xenosaga 3, that was when it really hit me that this series was over. Because I noticed that Xenosaga 3 has a lot more of a somber tone to it than the other ones. It's almost as if like the game is sad that it's ending. It's like everything just feels final. Like this is it. We're at the end of this ride, you know? And so when you got to that final fight, and Fatal Fight's playing, and it's just, well, it wasn't the final battle, but when you got to where Fatal Fight's playing, it just like really felt like this is it. This is the moment. We're at the climax of this game, or we're approaching it. It's over. And oh man, I felt so sad during that fight.
Yeah. To be honest, though, it's funny because Final Fight, like from Xenosaga 2, is actually one of my favorite songs. Probably because it's like so upbeat, and I kind of really like upbeat songs.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so interesting, is because in Xenosaga 2, that plays, and it's super upbeat, because you're just like, oh man, this is some cool fight scene going on, and it was a really great fight scene. And then when it comes back in Xenosaga 3, it just has that feeling of like, it's a lot more somber, it's a lot sadder, and it's almost like the game is just saying, we're wrapping it up.
This is it, guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and like the final boss battle theme being called Promised Pain, because this is the end. We promised this pain would happen.
I love this song.
Awesome. That's like probably one of the best songs, I think, because like it's like the culmination of like that whole game, that song, and like because it's cool because I actually have the track listing up now, and Promised Pain actually includes like stuff from Mother I Miss You and like A Prelude to the Tragedy. Like it's got like parts of those songs in it, and it just kind of brings like the whole game together. And like as a final boss theme, I really couldn't ask for more than that. Like because like I've heard like a lot of criticism like about the final boss being like easy and stuff.
Yeah.
But like it kind of is, but like it still feels very like weighty because of like the music and stuff like that. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Xenosaga 3 just in general has a lot of weight to it. Even the normal battle themes, which for some reason tend to be hard to find on YouTube. Like I remember Tyler. I was asking you like to try to find me the ES battle, and I couldn't find that for like months.
Yeah.
But like Fallout is the normal battle theme in Xenosaga 3, and I just remember like that song just having a lot of weight to it, just feeling very powerful, very sad. And it also didn't help that I was playing Xenosaga 3 for the first time during the winter.
Okay.
So it was like snowing outside, and it just created like this really interesting atmosphere in the room where I had that song playing, and you have like the snows falling down, and yeah, it just I really love the atmosphere the music in Xenosaga 3 created. I think it made for a kind of like really heavy game, really heavy story. Very, very, very like almost sympathetic, and just like it's sad.
Yeah.
But
it's awesome that like it pays a lot of respect to like the series past. Like there's a lot of stuff like it brought back from Xenosaga 2.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of like callbacks to Xenogears, like with Abel's arc and stuff like that.
Yeah, when I saw that, I had actually played a lot of Xenogears, so I could make the connection a bit. I was just like, oh my god, they're using that.
Yes.
Yeah, I often say Xenosaga 3 is like the biggest cock tease for Gears fans.
Yes.
Because it's like, yeah, if we were going to remake Xenogears, which we aren't, by the way, this is kind of what it would have looked like.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Though I still think My Magus was a bit too much, but that's just me.
Yeah. I kind of agree, but there's just so much to the soundtrack of that game.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I didn't. I was done.
Oh, okay. Well, I noticed that we kind of skipped over episode 2 because it kind of has that.
I love episode 2 soundtrack personally.
Yeah, it's divided into 2 separate soundtracks, one for the story, one for the gameplay. And the story soundtrack's really, really good. And the gameplay one,
the battle
I think
teams
I've
are
warmed
good.
up.
The battle teams are good though. I really like the battle teams.
The thing with the battle themes is maybe I'm alone in this, but am I the only one that thinks the victory theme in Xenosaga 2 is a little bit out of place?
That one, yes, slightly.
Like that should have been in a... Yeah, it sounds like that should have been in a Tales of game, not Xenosaga.
Yeah.
That's like most of the gameplay segments for me in that game in general. Like, it doesn't feel like it belongs.
Yeah,
like, with the story that it's trying to tell. In addition to like the other problems that Xenosaga 2 has, like everything just feels kind of like out of place in that game.
Yeah, I mean, like I know Shinji Hosoe. He usually does the Zero Escape game soundtracks. So he is capable of doing really good soundtrack, but I just think he was not a very good choice for Xenosaga.
Yeah, well, I'd say, yeah, for when you go around like places, I can say that, yeah, music was a bit maybe too different from the original style of Xenosaga, but as far as battle teams goes, like I really enjoyed the battle teams.
I actually kind of like the normal battle theme too. That wasn't bad. It was just a victory theme that I thought was kind of just like
it's like it sounded like too like upbeat and I guess too cheerful. I don't know. It
sounds like a fantasy game.
Yeah,
not like some sci-fi dark series. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely did not match with Xenosaga.
So I'd say soundtrack-wise, like for more like the movie-ish soundtrack-wise, I'd say some of my favorite titles are Final Fight, Communication Breakdown, that is amazing.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
I wish they had used more of Communication Breakdown, because I remember they used part of it for when Abel's arc popped up, but then I don't think they like used like some of the vocal parts.
Yeah. And I really like also the song called Better, which is playing mostly, I think, with Junior. I'm not sure, like, if you guys all remember which one it is, it has, like, some kind of vocal to it.
Is that like played during the scene with Junior and Sakura, or is that a different song?
I think that one played. For the thing is, I don't fully remember what plays where because it's been so long. But yeah, I think it's one of the kind of not exactly Sakura team, but like more of a Junior-ish team that is kind of like remixed with a bit of vocal. Well, a lot of vocal, like actually. I'm not sure, but I think it might have played around the part where he's going for Albedo, but I'm not sure. Like I don't remember. But I really like that song too because it always sticks in my head.
And the final battle theme I thought was kind of weird for that game too.
I actually like it though.
I'm gonna have to look it up because I can't remember it at all.
Yeah, if you want to look up better to kind of like
it feels kind of weird. There's just like I don't know, that whole game is weird to me.
Now, when you say the final battle, are you talking about Albedo or the Space Pope?
Yeah.
Well,
that
okay.
was kind of like a weird soundtrack, kind of like the rest of the game. Like, let's see.
Well, I know the final team with the Pope is like super dramatic with a little bit of vocal too.
Oh yeah, I should remember this because I remember I played the ending multiple times in order to steal that item from the Space Pope to pay off Captain Matthew's debt. So, but I don't. But I can't.
Captain Matthews.
Oh god, and that game didn't have money.
Can I just say that, like, whenever I rewatch the Xenosaga cutscene, like, I've been watching them in Japanese to hear the Japanese voices, and I was kind of mind blown of the fact that Captain Matthews was like old Joseph and like Tony was like Dio because I'm a JoJo fan now.
Yes. Is it really?
Oh wait, I didn't.
That's funny.
It's just like because I already heard the voices before, but like at that time I did not know JoJo and it got animated much later. So like now that I've been binge watching JoJo a lot, like whenever I heard those voices, I was like, wait, what? It's so weird to me. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So what are your what's everyone here? What's your favorite, I guess, like background theme for like whenever you're in a new area? Like I guess like I'll start like the one that I really like is Submerged City, Old Militia, and Xenosaga 2. It's really calm and it's just a very relaxing tune, which is kind of weird because like you're exploring this like city that's just kind of destroyed, and you get this super calm and peaceful music playing.
Serene destruction.
I'm trying to think because I'd say like a lot of my favorite musics are mostly like the cinematic ones or the battle themes.
Sorry, go on.
But like, yeah, I'm looking through my list and trying to find something that is like from the field.
Mine would definitely be in a limestone cave in Xenosaga Episode 3. It's just like that song is just so tranquil, and I just want to stay in place while it plays.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Assault Number 2 from Xenosaga 3.
Yeah, that was really good.
During the Shin invasion. The flutes are so good in that song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like one of those things where it's just like I said, like it was very respectful to like the older games songs and stuff, because Assault was actually from Saga 2, and then Assault Number 2 was just like, you know, it felt like it was really happening, you know. Like it was like I don't know, everything just got all serious.
Yeah.
And like kind of sad, really. Like, I don't know, that whole game is just sad.
But I think I do like a lot of the Saga 3 like songs whenever I walked around. It's just that it's hard for me to like really remember what plays where whenever it's more of like environment like that, because it kind of blends in and my brain just absorbs more of the visual than the rest. But like I hear it as I go, but then I don't remember where it played, kind of. I don't know if you understand that feeling, kind of thing. But yeah, you just have trouble like remembering what played where. So I'm just like trying to remember.
Actually, while we're on the topic of somber songs from Xenosaga 3, And I noticed that there was one song in Xenosaga 3 that kind of stood out to me because it breaks that trend. And it's at the very beginning. It's Rolling Down the UMM.
Oh, yeah. That's,
the very first part. It's like the super jazzy, music. I like it, but it's just so out of place when you kind of think about the rest of the soundtrack.
Yes. It was out of place, but I loved it.
Yeah,
it wasn't
kind of like. It's kind of funny. It's like the first thing you hear after, like the opening cutscene, like which has like prelude to the tragedy. So it's like all dark and gloomy and gloom and doom, and like Kevin's mother's getting like nosified, and like he flies off from space, and then like all of a sudden. Rolling down the unit.
Yeah.
It's like this really cheesy elevator music. I absolutely love it. Like whenever I'm walking around like buildings, sometimes that just plays in my head. It's weird.
It's funny.
I mean, there was also I can't remember the name of the song, but like this, like speaking of Kevin, like, and his mother, like the theme on Mictum, like, was really good. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me.
That is probably Mother, I Miss You, or A Prelude to the Tragedy. One of those two.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
because see, that's why I like the soundtrack of Xenosaga 3, is because like there's like that. Like, in it, there's like story arcs, but the soundtrack has arcs too. If you paying attention, like,
yeah, it does.
There's prelude to the tragedy, and Mother, I Miss You. Those are Kevin's. Then there's like the harsh truth and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the harsh truth is really
where
good.
Kevin's explaining to Shion, but like those are just like specific songs, like for Kevin mostly. When he's on the screen, and then there's also, since he's a Testament, he's got the Testament theme going for him. But then, like, so all the Testaments have the Testament theme when they're around, you know, Virgil and Voyager.
I love that song.
They all have the Testament theme. So, like, there's like this whole like Testament thing going on in the background with the soundtrack. But also, in addition to that, Voyager's got his own theme for when he has his confrontation with Ziggy, and Virgil's got his own theme, Virgil's Lament, which is like, that's honestly, the church scene is probably one of my favorite scenes.
The church scene.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite
scenes. Oh yeah, that scene.
But but that's why I like love the soundtrack for this game, because it's like all narratively built, you know. It's like, I can't really do that same thing with, if I go back and look at, like, Xenosaga 1. Like, there's, like, fighting KOS-MOS and stuff like that, but there's nothing, like, returning that comes back and, like, reinforces it as, like, a theme for that character.
Saga 2 had a bit of that going, considering, like...
Yeah.
It was, like, same composer
kind of. But it was
kinda.
also, like... Saga 2 kind of made Xenosaga 3's soundtrack a little bit stronger, because it did bring back Assault.
Yep.
And it did bring back, what was it? There was a couple of other ones.
Yeah.
There's a song, there's like an instrumental version of the ending theme. Sweet Song.
Oh, yeah, that's one.
Oh, yeah.
Well. And so it's very, like, the soundtrack of Xenosaga 3 is, like, very conscious of what it's, like, trying to do. And, like, it's very emotionally manipulative. But, like, I like it. I like it very much. Like, because I just think that it's done smarter than the previous Saga games. Not to say I don't like the other Saga games soundtracks, but, like, this one, like, is really, really good.
Yeah, for sure. It follows the story a lot and stuff, and kind of, like, make everything, like, amplified by I don't know how much, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they also brought back Here She Comes, KOS-MOS's theme,
that.
which I definitely prefer the episode 3 version. Because, yeah, episode 2 one had some weird, like, beat to it that I didn't like. But, I love that song.
Like, almost like, there was like an almost like industrial feel somewhat to a lot of Xenosaga 2's soundtrack. Which, I mean, I like it, because it's like supposed to be like in the future and stuff, and everything's like technologically advanced and stuff like that, but like, I just think that like emotionally Saga 3 just like takes it and like puts it into like overdrive, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
They're just like step on the gas, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, Saga 2 was kind of like in between too, but I think one of the reasons why it's one that I like a lot is the fact that a lot of it was like slightly more upbeat. So like, I think as far as listening while I do other things, it's one of those that I like to re-listen to the most. And I think if I listened to Saga 3, I'd probably cry. So that's why after the avoided, I'm like, no, I don't want to hear it. Especially especially like Hepatica, like I think the one KOS-MOS. KOS-MOS, I Believe in You. Like, no, I think it's the one I Believe in You, the one with the strings. Oh my god, that one, like, if I listen to it, I start crying right away. I'm just like, nope.
I get the same way whenever Maybe Tomorrow plays. I can't listen to that song without tearing up.
Sure.
There's no way to be free from the loneliness. It took so long for me to notice, but now I'm on my way to find my light. Maybe this day, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, Maybe Tomorrow has like parts of Hepatica in it, and then like, but Hepatica's like throughout the whole game. It's another one of those like narrative arcs that like the soundtrack kind of has, because you first hear it when, I think you first hear it when KOS-MOS wakes up when you go get her from the garbage dump, and then like you keep hearing it like when it like during emotional scenes between like Shion and KOS-MOS.
Yeah.
And so, like, at the end, it's just like, oh my goodness, my feelings. Why are you stepping on them?
Yes. And when she finally fuses with Telos, I think it's when they...
Yeah. And then Telos has her themes, and, like, it's just awesome. This soundtrack, I'm looking at, like, the listing, and there's a video on YouTube. It's like 5.5 hours long, the whole thing.
Yep, it is.
It's like... I'm pretty sure I've downloaded this too, just so I was like, in case it gets lost, I'll never lose it.
It's just sad though that a lot of tracks are like unreleased too, though.
Yeah, like that's, you know, and I've thought about that, and like when you're releasing a CD or a record or something like that, like I would say like the ideal length is to keep it like about 45 to 50 minutes, because like otherwise it's just not going to get listened to. I really don't think that it's like worth putting that much more in a soundtrack. Probably not when this game came out either in 2006. So
yeah.
But I really wish that there was like a definitive version of the soundtrack that we could have.
Right.
But I don't know if we ever will.
Probably not.
No. Please, Bandai Namco, one of these days, give us a full soundtrack for episode 3 of Xenosaga.
Yeah, so I could actually find the songs I want.
If you won't give us an HD Xenosaga, at least give us this.
Yeah. Although HD Xenosaga would be amazing.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Well, speaking of like ending themes, like what were like your favorite ending themes of the Xenos? Like each, or what does any of the ending themes stand out more than others?
Oh man,
That's hard.
for
Can it be for any
all the
Xeno game, or?
because
Yeah.
for me, there's a clear winner for all the Xeno games, but there's a favorite Xenosaga one and a favorite Xenoblade one. So yeah,
Well, I'd say like I really liked the ending theme of Xenosaga 1 because it was like it had like so much climax and then it was like so emotional. It was just like and like they pretty much play with your emotion at the end, you know, like is KOS-MOS going to make it, you know, kind of thing. It's just like
Yeah.
but yeah, I really liked that one.
When first I heard you speak to me, I was too shy to let you know, much too scared to let my feelings show, but you shielded me, and that was the beginning.
But I also really like the one like the ones that plays around like Xenosaga 3 because that also amplifies the feeling of wanting to cry like a baby. But
yeah, maybe tomorrow's pretty awesome.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But my favorite from the whole Xeno series is definitely Small Two Pieces. That's the best.
That was gonna be my pick, too.
It's gotta be the best one, man. It's gotta be the best.
Cold fire clings to my heart in the blue of night. Torn by this pain, I paint your name in sound. And the girl of the dawn with eyes of blue and angel wings. The songs of the season.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Who sings it? Oh, I'm looking on Wiki. It says it's sung by Joanne Hogg.
Yes, Joanne Hogg. She did.
Yeah, I absolutely love that song. The lyrics are great. There's a verse in that actually hits really close to home for me on a personal level. And I just I remember beating Xenogears. I was kind of young. It was like a really late, I think it was a Friday or a Saturday night. It was on the weekend. And I was just staying up really late, and I was beating Deus. And I just remember watching the ending, and then that song playing, and just me just laying there listening to that song. And it was just a great feeling. It felt so satisfying, and the lyrics are so great. I still listen to the song all the time.
I actually didn't expect it to play. You know, after the ending sequence, I was just like, oh man. It got me.
When
really
I
good.
see the ending of Gears, I'll let you guys know what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it hits home, and the song is really absolutely just beautiful. I think, and I also think this is one of those cases where the English version is better than the Japanese one.
I like both versions, but I also like both versions of the Xenosaga 1
Yeah.
ending. Pretty sure there's two versions of that too.
I'm not exactly sure because I think the YouTube videos I watched kind of did a mix and used the English theme, so I don't know if there was a Japanese or not. I completely forgot.
Well, I think they're all just in English, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Well,
It's the
Xenosaga. Xenosaga. Xenosaga Episode 1 had two themes by Joanne Hogg. It was Kokoro and Pain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both are really good.
Which both are really
If
good.
I'm not listening to maybe tomorrow, it's them. Those are the two. I like Sweet Song though too.
Yeah, that was good too.
I wasn't a big fan of that song at first, but it kind of, like Xenosaga Episode 2 itself, it kind of grew on me over time.
Yeah.
Humming the songs of silence, sweet
It's still probably my least favorite, but it's still a good song.
And then she did Beyond the Sky, I think, also.
I know I won't look behind. I see no regrets, no guiding lights so dark. Oh, you, my light, but now I am here, and you're close to me. My heart is with you.
I'm not as big of a fan of Beyond the Sky. At least not as much as I probably should be for some reason.
I'm not
That was-
as big of a fan of it, but I think it's still probably the best Xenoblade ending theme. I didn't really like X's ending theme, and I didn't really like 2's ending theme that much.
I really don't remember Beyond the Sky too much, so I'll definitely need to look it up and listen to it again, because I just don't remember it that well.
I don't fully remember either, but in the case of X though, like, I know the soundtrack really well, I just don't remember which one is supposed to be the ending theme, considering I have not seen the ending. But I did hear all the songs.
You still hear me?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Still good?
I think Justin cut out.
Weird.
Justin.
Maybe his headphone dirt? Or, wait, did you say that he didn't have headphones? Oh.
Oh, can you hear us, Justin?
Whoa!
I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
Oh, good.
Kind of just derp there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. For some reason, it just
What
kinda
did you
cut out.
miss? Like, did you miss something?
Well, I said I didn't like Beyond the Sky as much as I probably should have. So if you guys said anything to that, I didn't hear it.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember.
I
said I thought it was the best Xenoblade ending theme, but I wasn't that big of a fan of X's ending theme and 2's ending theme.
And I said I
Yeah, the
don't
Blade
remember.
ending things haven't been that great in my opinion. They're okay. Like, I'm not gonna say they're bad songs, but when you go from smaller 2 pieces and then you get this, it's kind of like, it's not as good as the other
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah,
I'm-
Small 2 pieces is the best. So
Yeah, I'm just very forgetful, or either the songs aren't very memorable, or I'm just extremely forgetful, but I don't think I remember much of the Xenoblade ending themes at all.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the problem. They kind of just felt like
I
they're just
think-
I
there.
remember
Like-
2's pretty well, but that's probably because it's pretty fresh.
I think 2 kind of blended too much in my brain with all the events that I barely remember how it sounds like.
Like I remember a lot of, like, X has a great soundtrack, but for some reason I cannot remember the ending thing to that game.
Did you just say X has a great
It
soundtrack?
does.
Oh my
What do you
gosh,
have to
yeah.
say
I
about
love it.
It's not that I hate it. I'm just saying, like, you say it on the internet, you get crucified.
I know.
I don't know why though. Someone who's a great
It's-
composer, man.
Like, it.
I don't care what anyone says. I love X's soundtrack. It's cheesy.
Yeah.
It's got the hip hop music, but you know what? That's so charming to me. I absolutely love New LA's night theme. It's hilarious. I was laughing at it.
Yeah. Oh,
That's probably my
oh
least
my God.
favorite one.
So good. I love that. I love, like, what was another really cheesy song? Over the rainbow.
I love that song. I love that
It's
song.
catchy though.
I fly around just to hear that song. It's just.
Yeah, because it's
Accidentally
catchy.
hit the jump button. You hit the jump button, and all of a sudden the soundtrack's like, well, let's play this instead.
I actually really like the Overdrive theme too.
Yeah.
I think they're singing in German, I think. Something like that, because I know they sing in a different language. I gotta look that up before I sound like an idiot.
But yeah,
There's a lot of German in Sawano's stuff,
yeah, there is.
Oh yeah.
but like it's hilarious if you. I don't know anything about German, but like if you go on YouTube and you look at like the YouTube videos of all the vocal tracks and stuff like that, like you go to the comment section, people are like, "I speak German. This is effing terrible. Like this is like the worst. This is the worst German I've ever heard in my life." And there are people in the comments that like speak German. It's like, why would they do this?
Yeah, but German is not exactly
Yeah, I think it is German. I'm looking.
easy to pronounce, I believe.
At least Kajiura just makes up her own language.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I listen to the vocal tracks on repeat. No shame.
Oh no, yeah.
That battle theme was really fun too. I got a bigger gun. What was it? I need a bigger gun.
Oh my god.
Black Tar's
Black Tar-
masterpiece.
I saw-
Is anyone there? I need a bigger gun. Help if you can. Please wake me up. Not to sound cliche, but this world sucks. Across its voice I'm hearing overwhelms me. Can't stop breathing. Show me, show me, show me, show me, show me, show me in the fog. How many times I
Oh gosh, it was just so weird. Like you don't get to that part until you're like really into the fight. It's just like you're in this tough fight, and that starts happening. Like what?
The lyrics are so like hilariously funny. Oh my god!
Am I all alone?
Like I remember, because in the game I didn't pay attention to the lyrics a whole lot. But then one day I think I was at work and I had the song on my headphones. And I was listening to the lyrics, and I'm just like, what in the world is this?
Yeah, for sure. But I think what I like the most about Sawano compositions is the fact that there's always like percussions and stuff, like a lot, and I really like that. Like I always feel either epic or happy while I listen to them. But like I'm not talking only just but like I often like listen about Sawano's stuff like on other occasions whenever I make cosplays because it just like makes me feel epic. But yeah, I really like Blade Axe music.
Oh, and of course, Uncontrollable.
That's the
Wind blows
that's the
hard in
oh shit
December.
song. You're being attacked by a level 70 monster. And the level cap is 60, so and you're like level 8.
Yeah, the unique monster themes are always a lot of fun. I always like. I know it's a cliche pick, and everybody knows the song, but "You All Know Our Names" was a song that I really
Oh
liked.
yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
That's really good.
I love that song.
Yeah, it's overplayed. I know everybody. That's the song everybody knows from Xenoblade, but like, kind of like what Mahi said, Xenoblade 2 was like a game that got you out of like a dark, like a really tough spot or rough patch. So Xenoblade 1 was that game for me, and You All Know Our Names was kind of like a game. It was kind of like a song that really just like put me in a great mood at a time where I just wasn't. So I've always kind of had like an attachment to that song. It's always been like I kind of adopted it as like my theme song. Sometimes like
you enter the room and you'll know our name just starts blaring.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that. It's funny.
But yeah, I always love You'll Know Our Names because it's just such a fun song.
Is. It gets you pumped. It gets you pumped.
Yeah, it gets you pumped. And again, like at the time, like I just wasn't in a great like I wasn't really in a good spot like mentally and even physically too. So like to just hear that was just like something really motivating that I just needed at the time. So I've always liked it for that.
From Blade 1, I also love.
I know the Xenoblade 2 one has a great one.
From Blade 1, I also
What
love Confrontation with the Enemy. That one is really cool too.
Engage the enemy.
Yes.
Is really good.
Engage the Enemy hits home too for me, especially like all the scenes that it plays in. There's a video on YouTube where it's like it's a compilation of every time Engage the Enemy plays, and yeah, you can imagine it's a tearjerker. It's a really sad video because you see all the horrible stuff that's happened in Miltia, for example. Like the song "While I Think," which is basically her theme. Yeah. Engage the Enemy is a fantastic song. That's one that also hits home on a personal note for me. While I Think is a great song from Blade 1. The regular battle theme is also fun. I also like the Mechanist theme. That's a really, really great one. Also, Gaur Plains is great
Gaur
too.
Plains is a classic.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Colony 9 had a great song because I just like the beginning since it reminded me of Chrono Cross.
Yeah.
And yeah, also I mean same composer, so like it kind of reminded me of that. And I just like Colony 9 because it felt like the beginning of an adventure. Like, oh boy, you're in for a ride when you hear this song. Yeah.
And then Zanza is Godsib 2.0.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I heard that song, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, shout out to Godsib.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that song.
So what about let's talk about Xenoblade 2, since I guess we've done Saga, we've done X, we've done Blade 1. So what about Blade 2? What do you guys think about that soundtrack?
I
I love it a lot too.
Yes,
Like-
yes, agreed.
Like, there's a lot of, like, I have a lot of grievances with that game, but, like, every time I boot it up and I load into an area and the soundtrack starts playing, I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. Like, how could anyone hate this part of the game?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna have to say counterattack, counterattack.
Yeah.
I love counterattack.
Yeah, and even before Xenoblade 2 came out, they released like those 4 songs, and I remember just like listening to them and just being so excited for Blade 2 and just trying to think about when these are gonna play, and I'm like, oh man, it sounds so
Yeah.
good. The night themes, just like Blade 1 had some amazing night themes, but Blade 2's were just unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
I loved Araya night theme. I love Tantal night
I love
theme.
Yes.
I love
Oh,
Argentum
Yes.
night theme. Argentum night theme just blew me away the first time I heard it. Like when they got I think it's an erhu that they use in that song. But when like, oh my goodness, the night theme of Argentum just, I actually play that sometimes, like when it's around 5-6 o'clock at night.
Mhm.
And it's like the day is over. It just feels so great when you have that song playing.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that choir group, Nuna?
Yeah, or
I don't know how to say it, but yeah. Whoever they hired for, like, the Shadows of the Lowlands and stuff like that was awesome.
oh, yeah, that song. Mm.
Shadows of the lowland leading to the cold and darkened days, without any hope, without a light for long.
And, like, the Indal theme and stuff like that. Like,
Yes, that's a great one.
basically all the songs that, like, sounded super, like, religious
Yes.
in that game.
Yes.
I actually like, as far as like songs while exploring goes, like I remember whenever I got to like my memory with names is horrible, but with the villain guy I'm sorry. Hold on. Just I need to pull like a list of the places because like I always forget the name of places. But technically when you get to the church-like place of the
Mhm.
but I don't mean like in space. I mean like the dragon thing. Hold on.
Indal?
Yeah, Indol, thank you. I was just like, I had the name like really close, but I was just like trying to say it. But yeah, the theme of that, like when I walked in, and I even like the styles of like the style mostly of the big building and all. I was just like, this reminds me of Xenosaga. I'm in a nappy place right now. Like
Yeah.
I heard the song too, and I think that was one of the places in Blade 2 where I just like would have put down my controller and listen to music because I really like the music of that place.
I've done that so many times in the Xeno series, and
Mhm.
like not in other series where like even like they're praised for their music. I won't just like sit my controller down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I've done it so many times with like all these games.
Oh, but they have such
Like, it's
amazing
just like-
music. Like,
Absolutely.
I always return to Xeno music just for the fact that it's just so good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because like the songs, they complement the backgrounds and the environment so damn well.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Xenoblade 1, I love how the day and night transitions and like when they just switch songs and how everything just comes to life. Like one of my favorite moments of this, actually I'll say two of my favorite moments of this from Blade 1 was Saturn Marsh. Like how cool was it when you're walking through Saturn Marsh, it's just like dirty and gross, and then night falls and it just like lights up and I'm just like, oh my goodness.
And the music is so peaceful and
The
amazing.
music is incredibly just like, oh my god, this is so cool. And that was a great one. Another one is, and oh no, why can't I think of the name of it? It was the mountain where there's all the snow.
Yeah.
Yes. When that turns to night, that was another beautiful piece that I don't hear a lot of people talk about for some reason. It's just like they got that piano going, and whenever like it snows, I actually play that song, and I had that like stuck in my head because it's just like it conveys so many like emotions that you can relate to that particular scene because it's just your party walking through this giant mountain, all the snow, and it conveys that sense of loneliness in just a really good way that just complements the story at that point. It's so cool. I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of amazed how good all the music is, because I'm pretty sure Takahashi's on record for saying he didn't used to think music was that important.
Yeah,
for his
but
games.
it's funny because like it's the game music that I go back the most for.
Yeah, it's ironic because I'd say that almost any Xeno fan will say that like the music is part of what made those games memorable.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it? Yeah, doesn't he like also like he helps with the music in a certain extent, doesn't he, Takahashi? Like, doesn't he like?
So I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on this. I'm pretty sure that he directed like the music placement in like at least Xenosaga 3. I think he that's what he does. I think he like picks like where certain songs like play. Like
okay, and I feel like he also like does he write some of the lyrics to like the ending themes, or maybe I'm mistaken on that.
I don't know if he does or not.
I don't know.
I don't know what his role is as far as music goes.
Yeah, because I know like
But the only reason I said that about Xenosaga 3 was like I'm pretty sure he's in the credits. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That person that does that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see that. Like he's written some of the lyrics. I don't know if he like Well, I don't know if his English is that good, but I know he's done like the lyrics for Pain. Maybe Kokoro. I'm not certain. Well, it's interesting how he kind of like puts some self-involvement in various aspects of the game, including the music like that.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's kind of important to like have the music plays in like good spots, because I mean that's what's gonna amplify any scene you watch.
All right. Yep.
Though I heard about like in the Holder podcast how like they kind of had weird placement with the Japanese version apparently.
Oh yeah, I think that was the Pure episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that with Xenosaga episode 2? Yeah, I think it was Xenosaga episode 2 because I think Pure said something about how some of the gameplay music was in some of the cutscenes in the Japanese version. It was like super jarring or something like that. Yeah.
I guess if the YouTube Japanese cutscene kept the sound for like, you know, the Japanese music, I'll see what he means there. It's gonna be funny. But yeah.
Alright. Now, did we even talk about Xenogears that much in terms of music?
Not really. I'm gonna find some tracks here.
What's a Xenogears?
Well,
that game has got really great music.
Oh yeah,
we could talk about it briefly. Fantastic music. I think we have kind of covered Xenogears' music in previous episodes. I'm pretty sure we did. If we didn't, then whoops.
Yeah, you can. I can concur that you guys did talk about it on top of like the rest of your Xenogears episodes. So, because I've been like binge like listening to the podcast like while at work. So.
Oh, thank you.
It was the only place I could really listen to, so I pretty much binge listened them like this week because I had no time to before that. I was like, this is my plan to catch up.
Some of my favorite Xenogears soundtracks, other than the vocal ones, which is Star Tears and Small Two Pieces. I like My Village is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I like Shattering Egg of Dreams.
Yeah, that was really good.
The Wounded Shall Advance to the Light, classic.
Oh yeah, that too.
June Mermaid is pretty good. There's a bunch of really good ones.
The one who bears his teeth at God, or no?
Yeah, that was
okay,
good
yeah,
too.
that one. Oh, I love that.
I also
one.
really like the team of Graf, like the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
Like his team is really cool.
Oh yeah, his theme was really cool.
You guys have heard the remastered soundtrack yet?
I've heard bits and pieces, but not enough to like remember it fluently.
Yeah, I've heard it a couple of times. It's really, really good.
But yeah,
like they did a really good
yeah,
job.
from what I've heard, it's good. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the revival, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that on Blu-ray, and yes, it's really good.
Yeah, like the Wounded Shall Advance to the Light, they took all those, like, I guess, like, the MIDI-sounding choir, and, like, it's actual choir now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is so good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy how, like, because I did see, like, the small parts of the concert on YouTube, too, and I was just like, it's crazy how, like, you go from the old sound to, like, the orchestra that you're just, like, mind blown because the sound just gets, like, so much, like, epic, and it's just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I really enjoy it. Like, especially, I really like orchestra styles of music, so it's just, it's really good.
I also love in Gears 1 the world map theme. I don't know if I've mentioned this. I think I did mention it on a previous episode, but the world map theme always gets me. I remember the first time getting there and just putting the controller down and watching it because I just couldn't believe like how cool it was. It was a song that really emphasized freedom You felt like, oh man, I just want to run around. I can do whatever I want here. And that was a really, really cool one. The battle themes were fantastic as well. Yeah, that's really cool, and I like how the boss theme, somebody found out where that was.
I
didn't even go ahead and click on it because I was listening at work with like the MP3 files, so like I didn't even like go click on it, so I didn't hear it. Maybe I should like right now.
Yeah. Yeah, listen to it. It's really interesting when you see the source of it. It's just like, wow. All these years, people were saying it was like some nonsense, like, oh, they're saying having sex in a poison gas chamber. But like, no, that's not what they're saying. Actually, that should be a topic for another podcast. Like wrong Xenoblade lyrics. A lot, like I know on YouTube, when you look up Satchel Marsh at night, a lot of people will write that the lyrics are saying, he's still a tuna. It's like people always come up with like weird lyrics and saying like, oh yeah, they're saying he's still a tuna. so dumb. Yeah. So Gears has a really, really great soundtrack. I'm trying to think like what are some other great songs from it. I remember what was the song that plays in the town that Faye's from?
My Village. Our Village is number one.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I also like the Dazil, or I think that.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, the theme song with the almost like a children choir or something like that is really, really awesome.
I really like this.
I think I remember Solaris having a good theme too.
I really like the song that plays in Yggdrasil too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Like, so good.
And I also like the theme that plays like in the Black Moon Forest, or
oh yeah,
because it's just like because along with like the lighting in that, it just gives off a certain like sinister vibe to it, and it's just really good.
Yeah, for sure it is. Like you get there like something scary gonna jump on me.
Yes.
But otherwise, I'm trying to think like what other Xeno-related games have we not covered? Oh, we didn't really talk about Torna's music.
Battle theme.
Yeah, that battle theme is great. That's one of the few battle themes that like I'll look up on YouTube and they'll have a 30-minute loop. I'll actually like listen to the 30-minute loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I realized the guy who composed that also composed Counterattack, Kenji Hiramatsu. So I'm like, I'm really digging this guy's music.
Yeah, for sure. But I think I also like one battle team that plays both in Blade 2 and Torna, like the one when you go. I don't remember in Blade 2, but I know in Torna is the one that plays whenever you fight unique monsters. Like, I really like that one because it's like so cool with like the electric guitar and stuff. It's just like, yeah. And then I get my butt kicked and I'm like, no.
Aww.
Yeah, I still haven't killed all of the unique monsters because some of them are giving me trouble. But I really like the music that plays while I fight them, which is just so cool.
There weren't very.
Yeah, I like how Torna's music is like more. It's kind of like jazzy, like in a way, or not?
Well, definitely, yeah. It is. It is a little bit more jazzy, especially the battle theme.
Yeah,
and also Gormot's new theme.
I love Gormot's new theme.
Yeah.
I mean, the original theme's good too, but the new one's just really good as well.
Yeah, it is. But the battle team is just like, oh my gosh.
I did enjoy the ending theme of Torna, A Moment of Eternity. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good too.
I did enjoy that. Because it kind of caught you back up to speed of the events of the original Xenoblade 2.
Yeah, and I was like, no.
So it was kind of sad. It was also kind of sad. I was like,
And then you rewatch that scene like in Blade 2 and you can cry.
But you will feel in the air that I am there. For a time I will be away, with the wind gusting along.
But yeah, just sadness. They did not deserve that fate.
No.
And especially like in Torna is just like, it's so cruel because you're like, you get attached to these characters of the past that, are not gonna be a thing afterwards.
Yes.
And then you know that it's gonna be over for them, and then you're like, no. But there's one thing though I was a bit disappointed. Like mostly like they didn't really show much of like what the pooped Adam did afterwards. Like we know what he did, but we didn't really see him going anywhere. Like they didn't show much of him doing much after that. So it was just like I was hoping for a little extra glimpse, kind of. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of things about the Torna DLC that I was kind of disappointed that they didn't delve deeper in, especially, Adam, and I kind of want to know more about Laura as well, but...
That is probably the single biggest thing I hate about Torna, is that Laura felt like she got shafted so much, and when she was such an interesting character.
I love Laura. She's such a sweet cake.
But like otherwise, the game was a lot of fun. The battle system was fantastic. It took Xenoblade 2's, made it even better. It's a lot faster. So like when you're fighting enemies, it's just fun. And I guess that's the way I can put Torna. It's just plain fun. Yeah, the story has its rocky spots here and there, but gameplay wise,
I was fighting stuff just for the fun of it and got like over leveled so easily. It was just like, whoops.
Yeah, you because it's just so fun to play.
And I really love the fact that Laura was also like a fighter, like using her fists and stuff. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Laura was so awesome and
Yeah.
badass in this.
And I like how she used that. It's not exactly a whip, but that rope thingy just to like slash enemies with.
Yeah.
Why can't she be in Smash Bros?
That'd be awesome, and that way
Yes.
people could like
Yes.
not complain about it being another swordman.
Yes. Yes.
Though it could be true of KOS-MOS too, because KOS-MOS has such a variety of like different weapons that is just like yeah, like they could do a lot with KOS-MOS, and that's
I
mainly
think KOS-MOS is like the perfect Smash fit. I don't know why she's not.
yeah. Honestly, I think it'd be so interesting because she has so many moves they could pick from, like
She's got
Mhm.
R-Blade, R-Cannon, she's got the
Gaily guns.
X-Buster, which would probably be her final smash. She's got, like, all this crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she hits like a truck.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Other music. I guess we could talk about Xenokami's music, but Xenokami's music is weird.
Have you listened to the soundtrack from A Missing Year? It's pretty neat. It's kind of
I
got
don't-
different versions of some of the soundtracks from Xenosaga 3.
I don't think I
Yeah,
do.
I don't.
If
I don't think
you-
I did either.
If you play like the Flash version of, or watch the Flash version of A Missing Year, it's kind of interesting because it kind of sets the tone
Mhm.
of the third game.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
like it introduces you to like certain tracks, like the one where what's the song again? Where KOS-MOS, she's coming back. Like,
yeah, that
Here she-
one.
here
yeah.
she-
yeah.
Here
that-
she comes.
Or yeah, that soundtrack is in there. I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know, just some of the more moody or atmospheric stuff, but it's still like all of Kajiura's stuff that's in A
Is
Missing
it-
Year. So
Like, is there any like original tracks to A Missing Year, or is it all
Yeah.
just kind of?
it's not. They're either alternate versions or there's original tracks. Which, by the way, in my long forgotten cloistered sleep, we didn't talk about that. But that's a track that's in A Missing Year, and it's fantastic. It's up there. It's up there with the ending Xeno themes. Probably.
Resting close in peace. Was it just the dreaming of my heart? Now I'm crying, don't know why. Where do all the tears come from to my eyes? Could no one ever dry up the spring? If you find me crying in the dark.
But it's just like the fact that it's in that Flash game. Who's gonna hear it unless you're listening to Kajiura's Fiction 2 or something like that? You know, it's like... It's on iTunes, like that song, so... But...
Yeah, my biggest shame is that I've never finished Missing Year. Like
it's pretty short. It's... Hold on.
I remember when they were doing like there was like a fan translation of it going on, and I kept up with that until they stopped because Bandai Namco supposedly said that they were gonna translate it, but then they never did. So I never went back to it.
Sadness. But
Yeah, there's
Yes.
there's some original stuff. Hold on, I'll link you a playlist. There's a playlist out there of just all Missing Year stuff with videos of like only 100 views. So like you have to be looking for it. But
Well,
let's see.
you know, maybe we could put that
How do
link
I-
into the YouTube video later, so people who are curious can click on it.
How do I
Yeah.
share this? How do you share playlists now?
Doo-ba-doo.
I don't know. YouTube's always changing. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm kind of mad. because I have I just like keep playlists and stuff like that, and like every time I want to like do something with them now, it's just like, what are you even trying to do? And it's just like, well, you let me do this before. Oh well, not anymore. Thanks.
Well,
This probably, here you go.
Yay! You found a
sweet. Oh, nice. Thank you.
It's pretty sizable for what a missing year is, but there's also a couple of familiar songs.
Okay. I'll have to link this in the show notes.
Yep.
Now, did anyone really listen to like Xenosaga 1 and 2, the DS games music at all, or
I didn't.
I didn't
so
hear,
I don't know
no.
how that.
A long time ago I did, but I can't say I remember it too well.
I own it, but I've never actually sat down and played it. Because my Japanese is terrible, so I wouldn't be able to probably do much with it. But yeah, I can't really. I guess I can't really comment on the music either. But how about the anime?
The anime is far in my head, but I have watched it like twice, maybe.
It's funny because I actually just bought the
Yeah,
anime
I
on
own it
DVD
too.
like
Yeah,
a couple
I
days
own it
ago.
too.
Because I saw it a long time ago, and then like I wanted to actually own it, and unfortunately it's out of print.
Yeah.
So like the place that I found it at, they had it. It was so expensive, and they just had like a huge holiday sale, so everything was discounted. So I was able to get it much cheaper than what it was going for. So I finally bit the bullet and bought it. So yeah, I do plan on rewatching it. So I guess I'll comment on it more at a later date, but I can't right now.
Please post your comments. I'd love to see
I
them.
can say that I do like the opening music of it. It's the only one I remember.
The opening and the ending. I really love the ending in the Serenity.
Shimmering so bright, guiding light divine, flow along the sea of fading stardust. Reminisce the touch of the hands used to clutch.
I really love that song. So it's one of the few, or two of the few good things the Xenosaga anime did.
Yeah.
I don't have like any familiarity with the Xenosaga anime like at all, so I'm just
That's
like
probably for the best.
Yeah,
I know
they
like
skipped a lot of things.
yeah I know that they've like messed with some stuff, and there's some Virgil things and some albedo things, and I'm just like, maybe not right now. Every time I think about it, I'm just like, well, maybe not.
I've warmed up to a little bit more, but I'm still kind of not the greatest fan of it. But it has its moments, like with the Kirschwasser story was really good, and
Yeah.
there's some like fights with like there's this fight with KOS-MOS and Ziggy that I really liked, and the final episode is really well animated too. But yeah, I besides the opening and ending theme, I really don't remember much of the music.
Me either. It's been too long. I think it's been years since I last watched it.
Yeah, I think I want to say I either watched it earlier this year or maybe last year, but I can't remember.
But I do remember the opening really well because that was something I really like, especially that like they do this whole opening with like Cosmos spreading like the angel wing thing, and I was like, this is so pretty.
Yeah.
But I also like
Yes.
the kind of choir thing they did a bit with the beats. So yeah. I
Mhm.
think the opening is easy to remember, but the rest is kind of harder to remember.
Yeah.
Is there something else that we haven't gone into? I'm trying to think.
Well,
I can't think of anything else to say right now, unless somebody does.
the only thing I can think of is like this is kind of obscure, but the audio drama CD, but I don't remember. I didn't watch really that much of that.
Yeah.
Or listen to much of that.
Yeah, I probably
so I don't know
just-
what the music was
I
like.
probably just never knew much about those till like I saw some archives posted by I think Valkyrie or something. But like I don't know, like I don't know much of like the more shadow stuff of Xenosaga, sadly. Stuff that was not
Yeah.
translated.
Yeah.
Or that was
I don't
by
speak
fans,
Japanese,
but
so-
I miss or something.
Yeah, and Xenokami's music was kind of more like episode 2's gameplay music, I think, or it felt like it. So I don't really remember too much about it.
Who did the music for that? If you can even find it.
I should be able to, because I was working on the translation project to that, but I think I might have a list of the credits on my computer somewhere.
Somewhere.
Wherever I put.
Somewhere to the abyss kind of thing.
Oh, crap. I don't. Man, I need to get back to that project. I don't.
It's okay. Life keeps us busy. It's hard sometimes.
It really is.
It's like me how I struggle between all my hobbies, which is the number one reason why I always like have trouble finishing games.
Yes.
These. I didn't know these were also
Aha.
on YouTube. The Xenosaga Freaks soundtrack.
They were.
Sounds just like Xenosaga 2.
Yeah.
Sounds exactly like Xenosaga 2. Like the gameplay parts of it.
Yes. Well, I'm looking at the credits. I don't see anything for music. Sound production. Oh, it has Shinji Hosoe's name in the credits, so
That
I'm
would be
betting.
why.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's why. Yep. Oh, dang. Yep.
Dang.
No. I just. He's alright. No, I'm just looking through my Xenokami folder, and it's just like, oh, get back to this, Tyler. Get back to this. Okay.
It's okay.
All right. So yeah, I think that might be it, at least for Xeno series wise.
Hey.
Yeah. All right. I mean, is there anything else anyone wants to mention, or is there a song is like that we forgot about to talk about?
I don't think so. I think we covered a lot, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Small Two Pieces is the best song ever. If you didn't take anything from this podcast, listen to it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll just wrap things up here and just kind of go around and I mean, hopefully before this is online, should have the second part of the religion episode up, and
Sweet.
hopefully, yes. Yeah, I'm hoping to have it out by Christmas if possible, because I have some days off, so I should have the time to work on it. And Pure sounds like he's getting close to releasing the second part of his episode. So hopefully we'll have... Yeah. So hopefully we'll have that out soon as well. And then I don't know when this episode will come out, but hopefully sometime in January. Okay, and then I'm not certain when and what our next episode will be about. I'm thinking it might be about Miltia from Xenoblade, because she's such a great and tragic character that we need to dedicate an episode to her, just like Shion.
Yeah.
But I don't know when or who will be on that episode just yet. But anyway, let's just kind of go around, and if there's social media or any projects you're working on you want to plug, go ahead. Let's start with Justin.
All right. So I've been a pretty busy man lately. I was a guest on 2 podcasts recently. I was on ProGent's channel, and he has a podcast called Guest Glasses, where we spoke about cartoons that just came up. I also plugged the XenoChat podcast on there.
Oh, sweet.
I was also on another friend's podcast known as the Silver Screen Fiends podcast, where we did an episode about anime. So if you're really interested in hearing me talk about anime and also cartoons, check those 2 out. Of course, as always, you can follow me on social media like Twitter @JustGiyu. You can also check out some of the articles I write on OperationRainfall.com. I am working on a review right now, and that should hopefully be out soon. So yeah, I'm around. I'll be at MagFest. I can't wait for that. It's going to be a great time.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm around. I don't bite. Very hard.
Nice.
So yeah, follow me on Twitter. Check out some of my writing. Some of the podcasts I'm in, and yeah,
nice.
That's it.
Okay. When you get the chance, send me the links to those podcasts, and I'll put them in the show notes.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
Okay. Cool. David.
I'm Trombone-san on Twitter, and just you can talk to me anytime. Just not at the end of January, because Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out, and I'm gonna disappear. So
I feel like a lot of people on my friends list are gonna disappear.
Oh yeah, I'm gone, dude. Just don't talk to me. It's like 15 years waiting. Here it is.
Yeah, I was a teenager when the last one came out.
Same here.
Anyway, Mary.
Well, I'm a cosplayer, although I haven't made pages yet, because for the longest time, I've been cosplaying since 2008, but I still don't have a cosplay page. But I'm planning on making one, probably on the 25th, since I have a day off, and I'm just like, I need to do this. People keep asking me if I have a cosplay page or something. And I'm actually currently working on a Margie cosplay, which I did show some of the preview, because I didn't have a photo shoot with just the underclothing back at my last con, because I wasn't able to finish everything. But for my next con, I'm hoping to be able to finish everything. I pretty much have the hat and the cape left, but most of the pieces for the cape is completely cut and everything. But yeah, I'll probably give you the links once I do the page, so that you can link them to the podcast. But as far as it goes for a username, I'm probably going to use the same as I use everywhere. It just had cosplay page next to it. Kind of, my name online is usually Ikari Kuragari, and that's what I've been using for years. So it's also what I use for whenever I go into cosplay communities and stuff. But yeah, I'm probably going to use the same name as far as it goes for the cosplay page or Instagram and etc. Yeah, I plan on opening a bunch of social media things, because just this year I did so many cosplays, and so many times at conventions people were asking me, do you have Instagram? Do you have a cosplay page? I was just like, I don't have any of those things.
Yeah, whenever you get that, send me it, and I'll put it in the show notes, because it's probably going to be a little while to publish this episode, because I'm going to try to put some music clips in.
But yeah, as far as Margie goes, I'll most likely finish it by mid-January. So yeah, So that's
Nice.
at least that, and I do plan on doing multiple Xeno cosplays in the future. Mostly, I'm planning them more for 2020 since my 2019 is like filled with other things. But I have a big goal of trying to get a full Xeno lineup for Katsucon 2020. Like, I really want to work hard toward that. Like, so far, the ones I really want to do for that is Laura. And
Ooh,
yeah, Laura. It's just,
nice.
I really like her and I really like her design. So I just fell in love with the costume. I was like, I need to make this. And I also really want to do
Nice.
Junior, but the version from Saga 2 because I really like the red coat and stuff. So yeah, these are two that I really want to work on for 2020. So I think that's pretty much it for projects as far as it goes.
Yeah, if you could do that, that'd be lovely. I actually want to do Chaos, and I've been like planning it for
Please
a
come
while.
to
I just
Katsucon
haven't
2020 and be
gotten
my
around to
Chaos.
doing it. I would love to do that for sure. Absolutely. Also, like, I know Tyler and I, we've spoken that, like, if one day, somehow, we get to meet in person at a con, we should totally do, like, a Xeno panel, and then, like, maybe, like, one of us could be
Oh
in
my gosh,
cosplay.
yes.
That'd be kinda
Let's
cool.
do it. Katsucon 2020. It's our day.
Yeah. That would be pretty awesome, actually. Okay. And then you can find me on Twitter at KOS-MOS Chaos. I sometimes work on Xenokami, but I don't. And I do write news articles. I used to for Operation Rainfall, but now I write articles for RPG Fan. And that's all I do. So, thank you everybody for coming today. I really appreciate talking to you. This definitely turned out to be a better conversation than I thought we would have. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you all for coming on.
All right. Well, thanks again, and thank you listeners for tuning in, and have a nice day.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Take care, everybody.